Good morning, students. Today I am going to explain a poem for the first language English medium students. The title of the poem is Lochinvar, written by Sir Walter Scott. It is written by Sir Walter Scott. You might have heard about that poet, a very famous poet. He was a famous playwright and moreover poet. He has wrote many poems and moreover he was a playwright and moreover a novelist also. Novelist, playwright and poet. Walter Scott was very famous poet. In this poem, he has highlighted the theme of love, then truthfulness, courage and faithful love, mainly faithful love and courage is highlighted in this poem. Here, firstly, I will explain the story or the content of this poem. After that, I will read that poem. Then again, I will explain. Here, the main character or the hero in this poem is Lochinvar. Lochinvar is the main hero. Because this poem, it is in the form of a ballad. Ballad means say something, narrate something in the form of story. The poem which narrates something in the form of a story is called a ballad. So it is a ballad, we can say. The main character or main hero in this poem or in this story is that Lochinvar. He was very courageous man. He was very hero, very faithful, sincere in love. It is a lovable story. It is so the poem shows the deep affection of two persons, Lochinvar and Ellen. So Lochinvar wants to reach. Is coming from west. Is coming from west. He wants to reach the Netherby Hall. So he was coming fastly. He was riding. He was riding or past tense of ride. He rode fastly. His horse was also best, and that horse served him very well. He did not mind about any obstacles which he came on that path of the way. He was coming very fastly. He did not mind about any hindrance or he did not mind any obstacles which he saw on the way. Because he came unarmed. He did not carry any weapon. Only a double-edged weapon he has carried. Only a sword or which is a double-edged weapon. That is, he has taken only a sword which has a double-edged sword only. Only that sword he carried or he took. He was dauntless in fear or he has no fear. He was ready to do anything to get his lover Ellen. Because he was in a hurry. He was in a hurry. He had no time to stop because he wanted to reach to Netherby Hall where his lover has been or his lover Ellen's marriage would be solemnized. Before getting that function, before conducting that function, he wanted to reach to Netherby Hall. Even though he has already loved, he was an ardent lover of Ellen, but Ellen's father did not agree for marriage of his daughter. He fixed to marry with another person. So he was in a hurry to reach there and to make a fight. He was ready to make a fight to regain or to get Ellen or his lover. So he was coming fast. So at that time, he did not mind about forest or he did not mind about shallow water. He was coming very fastly because he was in a hurry. Lastly, he reached nearby hall. He reached in the hall. Even then, he was a little bit late in spite of his hurriness or even though he was very fast. he was little late because when he entered the wall, all others were surprised. Helen's father was there. It was surrounded by his relatives fully, kith and kins, or we can say all his relatives were standing there. Helen's father was surprised by seeing this Lochinvar. He was surprised. He thought that he came there to make a fight with his father, Helen's father. So he inquired. He inquired for what purpose, what was his intention, why he came. He thought that he came to have a fight, to have a war, to fight with father. But Helen just handled the matter in a diplomatic manner. He understood that that place was completely surrounded by his relatives fully. Many of his relatives attended there. So Helen knew that he was unable to fight in a single-handed. He was unable to fight single-handedly with others because there were a large crowd there. So he has handled that matter in a diplomatic manner. He replied that I had loved your daughter Helen. I had loved. It is correct. But I just approached you, but you did not give me consent. I was ready to marry, but you did not give consent. So I just left. I am sure that I will get more beautiful girl in this Scotland itself. There are many other girls who are more beautiful than your daughter Helen. So I am ready to marry some other girl. I am not keeping anything in my mind about the memory of your daughter Helen. Now I have given up all the memory of your daughter. It was just like a river. That means sometimes it will come up and after that it will go down. So now I am not keeping anything about the memory. But as soon as father saw this person, the father took his sword. But this Lochinvar dealt or handled that matter in a cool manner or in a diplomatic manner. He told that I like to have a dance and I like to have a cup of wine with your Helen or with your daughter. If you are giving consent, I will have to make a dance with her. This the other person, the person who is going to marry, would be bride, would be bridegroom, would be groom. He was very laggard in love and discharge. He was a covered person. Person who is going to marry. He was a covered, he was not a hero. He did not resist anything against this person. Anyway, the poet conveys that the person who has fixed, the person who is going to marry that Helen is not at all suitable for Helen. He was unsuitable. So the poet shows that picture or his character very clearly. Even though Lochinvar has already mentioned about his intention and other things, he was not resisted by other person, new man. So it shows that he was a covered. He was a covered. So lastly, he took Helen's and after that they began to have a dance. They drank wine and they reached near that door. At that time, Lochinvar whispered in her ear about the plan of running away. Lochinvar whispered in her ear about the plan of running away or fleet. They decided to flee from that place. The horse was nearby. So he whispered Helen about their future plan. So they began to make a fantastic, they did a fantastic dance. All others were surprised by seeing their dance. It was very beautiful or fantastic or surprising. Gradually, within a few minutes, within a short time, they already jumped in. He has taken Helen and he has placed in the saddle of the horse. Then Lochinvar also jumped and he sat and both of them ran away from that place. Others could not follow or chase them. They ran away. They left that place. That is the end of that story. it shows the truthfulness or it shows the sincerity of love. It shows the sincerity of love because Lochinvar was ready to fight to get that Ellen. It was a true love. It was a true love. It was not a carnal person. So he was ready to sacrifice his life to get his lover, Ellen. That's the end of that story. Others could not follow that man. They ran fast. So it shows his bravery. It says that, the poet says that he was undaunted spirit or was very courageous or bold. That is the content of this poem. It is ended. I will read and after that you will listen. Again I will explain. Oh, young Lochinvar is come out of the west. Through all the wide border, his state was the best, and save his good broad word. He weapons had none. He rode all unarmed and he rode all alone. So faithful in love and so dauntless in war. There never was night like the young Lochinvar. Oh young Lochinvar is come out of the west. Lochinvar is coming out of the western place. Through all the wide border. That means that's the border between England and Scotland. Is coming between, or is coming in between England and Scotland. Through all the wide border, his steed was the best. His steed was best. His steed means his horse. His steed means his horse. His horse was best, and that horse served very well to him. And save his good broadsword. He weapons had none. He did not take any weapon. He was unarmed. He was not having any weapon. He was unarmed. He rode all unarmed and he rode all alone. So faithful in love and so dauntless in war. He has no fear about the war. There never was night like the young Lochinvar. Nobody was there. He was very, very strong, very courageous. We cannot compare with other person. So he is coming. That person is coming from the west. Because he did not, he was in a hurry, he wanted to reach another by hall. He did not take anything. He was unarmed. Only a broad sword he was driving. He was, we can say that he was unarmed. Because he loved Ellen very much. So he has no fear in war. He was ready to make a war to get her. Next, he stayed not for break and he stopped not for stone. He swam the Eske river, wherefore there was none. He stayed not for break and he stopped not for stone. He swam the Eske river, wherefore there was none. But here he alighted at Netherby gate. The bride had consented. The gallant came of late, for laggard in love and dastard in war. Was to where did the fair Ellen of brave Lochinvar? He stayed not for break. He was very serious. He did not get a time to stop it. He was very serious. And he stopped it not for stone. That not for stone means he was ready to overcome all the obstacles. He was ready to overcome all the obstacles. He was not having time. He was very fast. He was ready to overcome every obstacles. He swam the Eske river where he found there was none. But here he alighted Netherby gate. Lastly he reached the Netherby hall. Netherby hall where the wedding was to be taken place. He reached the Netherby hall. Netherby hall. This is the place where Ellen's wedding would be taken place, Netherby hall. So he reached near that Netherby hall. He stayed not for break and he stopped not for storm. He swam the Eske river, there found there was none. But there he alighted at Netherby gate. The bride had consented. The gallant came late. That powerful man or brave man came late, even though he came fastly, he was late. For a laggard in love and a dastard in war. That means he was covered. The person who is going to marry Ellen was a covered. So the poet makes a comparison. The poet says that the new person is unsuitable. It is not suitable for Ellen because he was a laggard or he was a coward. For laggard in love, he was not. He was no true love. He was not faithful in love. Or he had no sincere love. Was to get the fair Ellen of brave young Lochinvar. So boldly he entered the nether hall among bridesmen and kinsmen and brothers and all. Then spoke the bride's father, his hand on his sword, for the poor craven bridegroom. Craven means covered. Craven. Craven bridegroom said never a word. Who come you in peace here? Who come you in war? Or to dance at your bridal young Lord Lochinvar. So boldly he entered the nether hall. So Lochinvar came there and he entered the hall. At that time, other persons saw the fixed door. The would-be bridegroom was there. He was very covered. He did not say anything against this person. But at the same time, the father of that Ellen saw Lochinvar and inquired why you came. You came for making a fight, or you came to have a fight or war with me, or you came to have a dance. So boldly entered the nether hall. Among bridesmen, many other relatives were there in that hall. All are that he was surrounded by his relatives. All watched him. His hands on his sword. Then spoke the bride's father. His hand. After speaking these words, father took that sword from. He took his sword. He took a sword in his hand. He kept a sword in his hand, and he asked, "What is your intention? Why you came? Do you like to have a fight or war?" For the poor craven bridegroom said, "Never a word. Oh, come, you in peace here. I want to know whether you came for peace. I want to know whether you came to take wine, or you like to have a war." So he thought that he would make a fight or he would conduct a war. So he took his sword in his hand. "I long wooed your daughter, my suit you denied. Love swells like a Solway." That means it is a river. That Solway is a river. Scotland and England, we can see there is a river which flows in between Scotland and England. I long wooed your daughter, my suit you denied. Love swells like the Solway, but ebbs like this tide. That means I loved your daughter. It is correct, but you denied or you refused to marry. So I just left it. Love means it's not permanent. It will become very strong, just like spring season. During spring season, sometimes tides may come. Tides. After that, it will go away. In the same way, my character was like that. Once I loved, correct, but you denied it. So it went. Now I am not keeping anything in my mind. I long wooed your daughter, my suit. Now I am not doing anything. I am not keeping anything about memory in my mind. Love swells like Solway, but ebbs like its tide. And now I came with this lost love of mine. I had no desperation. I am not desperate because I already left it to lead but one measure, drink one cup of wine. There are maidens in Scotland more lovely by far that would gladly be bride to the young Lochinvar. I am sure that even though you did not give me consent to get married, I am sure that in this Scotland, in this land, there are many other beautiful girls who will come forward to me. So I don't like your daughter. Beginning or fasting, previously I loved her, correct, but you denied. Now I gave up that thought from my mind. I know that in this area or in this country there are many other beautiful girls, better than, more fair than, more beautiful than your daughter. They will come forward to get married. The bride's kissed the globules, the knight stood it up. He coughed off the wine and he threw down the cup. She looked down to blush and she took it up to sigh with a smile on her lips and a tear in her eye. He took her soft hand, ere her mother could bow. Now tread me Amesha, said young Lochinvar. The brides kissed the goblet. So after that, Lochinvar, brides took the goblet. That means that small pot which is to be used for taking that drink. The brides kissed the goblet. Wine glass is called a goblet. Wine glass, goblet. The bride kissed the goblet. Firstly, they kissed the goblet, and then the knight took it up. The hero or Lochinvar also took. He quaffed off the wine. Suddenly, he drank very quickly. Lochinvar drank that wine very quickly, and he threw down the cup after he has thrown. She looked down to blush. Just firstly, she felt some shame. She looked down. Ellen felt some shame by seeing that Lochinvar. Firstly, she looked down. Then just she raised the head, and tears came from her eyes. We can say that whenever we are more happy, sometimes tears will come from our eyes. In the same way, here also, this Ellen, tears came from her eyes because she was full of joy. And he threw down the cup. She looked down to blush, and she looked up to sigh. With a smile on her lips and tear in her eye, he took her soft hand. Her mother could bar. No dread, dear mister, said the young Lochinvar. So stately his form, and so lovely her face, that never heard such a galliarded grace. That means very, very beautiful dance was performed by these two. Others did not witness, or others did not see this kind of beautiful dance before. Both Ellen and Lochinvar made a beautiful dance. That means galliarded grace, while her mother did fret and her father did fume, and the bridegroom stood dangling his bonnet and plume. Plume is a feather like dress covered with feather. It is called a fume. Feather type dress. And the bride maidens whispered, "Were better by far to have matched our fair cousin with young Lochinvar." And the bride maidens whispered, they were better by far. It were better by far to have matched our fair cousin with young Lochinvar. They whispered each other, or touched to her hand, and one word in her ear. When they reached the hall door, after dancing, they reached near that door, near that door. In the hall, you can see door. So near that hall door, they reached. In every room, we can see a door there. Some one or two doors will be there. In the hall also, there is a door. So after dancing, they reached near that hall door. So I light to the croppy, the fair lady be swung. So I light to the saddle before her. He sprang. She spun. Saddle means a seat which we are seeing on the horse. It's called a horseback. It's called a saddle. She spun. We are gone over bank, bush, and score. That means a rock was there, and everybody did not mind. They did not mind anything. They will have fleet steeds that follow. Caught the young Lochinvar. So they whispered each other, and horse was there. Horse was standing there. They whispered each other. Suddenly, she was placed on the saddle of that horse. He also jumped, and they ran away. There was mounting Hmong clans of the northern clan. That means different types of tribes were there. That is called a clan. Frostdays, Fanfix, Mustrab. They rode and they ran. There were different relatives. They belonged to different clans. They were all related to this person, this father. So they began to run, but they could not chase, or they could not follow Ellen and Lochinvar. They ran away fastly. There was racing and chasing on cannibally, but the lost bride of Netherby never did they see. So daring in love and so dauntless in war. Have you ever heard of gallant like young Lochinvar? So the poet says that nobody can say, we cannot compare anybody with Lochinvar. He was so brave. We cannot compare the bravery, we cannot compare the boldness of this Lochinvar to others. That's the end of that story. Then, who was Lochinvar? Why did he ride to Netherby Hall? Who was Lochinvar? He came from west. Lochinvar came from west. Why did he come? Why did he come? He came because he liked to marry. He wanted to marry his lover, that Ellen. Otherwise, he came to Netherby Hall because the lady whom he loved most would marry another person. So, in order to take Ellen from that hall, he came. Otherwise, the lady whom she loved sincerely would marry another man. So, he came fastly in the Netherby Hall. Who was Lochinvar? Why did he ride? He rode to Netherby Hall to take Ellen back. To take Ellen. What qualities of Lochinvar are highlighted in the first stanza? The poet highlighted his courage, truthfulness and sincerity. Truthfulness, bravery, brave and truthfulness. It is mentioned. Then, how did the bride's father receive Lochinvar? And what did he ask him? How did bride's father receive Lochinvar? What did he ask? When the father saw Lochinvar, he inquired for what purpose he came there. Whether he came to have a fight or to have a dance. So he took his sword and he kept in his hand. He thought that Lochinvar would make a fight. So he inquired for what purpose, what was his intention. What was his intention or for what purpose he came in that Netherby Hall. So he inquired whether he came for good purpose or whether he came to have a wine and dance. What answer did Lochinvar give the bride's father? What was his answer? Lochinvar answered or replied that, once I loved your daughter, but you did not give consent to marry, so it is already disappeared. I am not keeping the memory of your daughter in my mind. Next. How did Ellen express her love towards Lochinvar? How did Ellen express her love towards Lochinvar? Firstly, she was shame. She felt some shame. After that, she was very happy, and tears came through her eyes. She was very joyful. With overjoy, tears came through her eyes, through the eyes of Ellen. Next. What clues of his plan does Lochinvar give Ellen? What clues of his plan does Lochinvar give Ellen? Lochinvar began to dance. After that, they reached near that door. Then Lochinvar whispered in her ear to be ready for a fleet or run up fastly. To be ready for a fleet because his horse was nearby. So he whispered her to run away fastly. Every arrangement was made. So he already gave a hint, or everything was revealed secretly. This is the end of this poem or story. It is already ended. So you listen, and after a few days you will get notes, sentences. I have already stopped now. Thank you. Please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.